Everyone, this is Don Giannetti from lighting-essentials.com and project52prosystem.com. Currently, we're doing a free lighting workshop over at lighting-essentials.com. It's a free food. There's no funnel, no credit card, no sign up. I don't even need your email. It's just come and have fun. And I'm really working with photographers who want to work in the commercial realm. So we've done a couple of still life classes. Now we're doing food. And it's been a lot of fun, and it's really is a lot of fun. So if you want to check out the free classes, they'll be going on all of next year. We're going to go them back to back next year. Free 8-week classes, except for a couple weeks when I go ride my motorcycle. But here we go, looking at food. So we're going to start out with a beautiful shot by Carmen Blake, which I really, really love this because it shows the simplicity that's so possible with food. You don't have to have a ton of money or spend a ton of money to do photography for food. And I think that the elegance of this kale leaf on the black piece of slate on a black background it's just so elegant. Carmen added a little bit of white cord there, tying it at the bottom, and notice what we have all the light at the top, and as we get darker away from the light source, then Carmen lightens it up with that little bit of white cord. It's just a stunning photograph. Let's see how she did it. Yeah, we're going to do behind the scenes. That's right. She's using a sort of a version of a modified version of what we call dark field lighting. She's using a single octabox with a black card, black something to block out the light in the middle, and there's her subject right there. She's shooting straight down on it. Let's go back and look at the shot. She's shooting straight down on it, and she's bringing light from both the sides in the back. It's really, really great. By the way, you'll never look at a 6-in-1 reflector cover again the same way, will you? That's what she's using for the background for this, is a reflector cover. Isn't that great? Beautiful, beautiful shot by Carmen Blake in France. Denise Coleman went with razor thin depth of field, and it really pulls out these center strawberries right here. It just drives home that that's the subject. It's really very nicely done, and it's beautiful for the screen. I think if you printed this, we talked about this on the show. If you printed this, it might be a little bit too much out of focus back here, but on a screen, a backlit screen like a computer or Durtrans or something like that for display, it's absolutely stunning. Her light is equally interesting because she's just using a window and a scrim. So the window is north ambient light, and then she's scrimmed it to make it very, very even. Go back and look at the shot so you can see what she's doing here. Scrimmed it to make it very, very even. There's no fill in the room, but there are other windows, and that's why this side, the shadow side, isn't going too dark. Got a nice little dark shadow there. We got some shadows going on here and down in here, but we still have reflected light in the glass there, and that's really pretty. That adds to the depth of the image. Let's go back and look at her lighting. Isn't that great? Elegant and simple. What I like about food, it's so simple to do. You can do it any way you want. Humberto Valdez, who I believe is in Portugal. I believe Humberto in Portugal did this. Humberto did a great job. It looks like the toast is flying out. I tried this. Don't try this at home. And I found out that putting the jelly and the butter on the bread before you put it in the toaster really, my wife is still upset. But anyway, Humberto did a great job. And notice the shape of the light. He knew this light was going to be part of the shot because this shiny toaster is reflecting it. So he chose an octabox, and he lined that octabox up perfectly with the toaster so that the edges of the octabox, those slanted edges, would repeat on the top of the toaster, giving it a more graphic look. And if you're going to use an octabox, you can't have it off. You can imagine if that octabox was twisted 3 inches and this point was over here and this was leaning that way. You can't. So the position of the light is just a really big deal. And he just laid it down and shot it straight down on black something. I believe it's black velvet or something that's catching all the light. A beautiful shot by Humberto Valdez in Porto, Portugal. Do you ever want to shoot bread? It's really a blast. This is a beautiful sliced bread shot. Look at the detail in here. Look at the detail. Look at the highlight on the top of the bread. Isn't that beautiful? This is Carla Cordero, and the composition works really nice. I love this big. We just come right over here, this big arc, and we have another arc in here, and then we have all these lines that of the bread coming up. It's really lovely. Great use of this residual stuff, the sugar and stuff, to really give it a fresh look. It's really a marvelous shot. Beautiful. Looks scrumptious, and the lighting is kind of simple to do. One of my favorite lighting systems in the whole world is bouncing a light off a white card. I do it all the time. I mean, I see people spending hundreds of, or maybe even thousands of dollars on softboxes, and I got to tell you, a piece of foam core with a light bounced in it can be, well, really pretty light. So she's using a light from the top, and it's coming through a homemade scrim. Over at the Lighting-Essentials site, we show you how to make homemade scrims. I did this homemade scrim on Creative Live. When I did Creative Live, I showed people how to make it. You can just you can go up to Michael's, the art supply store or something, Joann's or whatever, grab a already pre-cut a mat, for a photograph, put some tissue or some sort of diffuser over it, and you've got a nice, perfectly square piece of diffusion that you can use with a border on it. She's bouncing cards all the way around here because she knew this was going to be a little poppy over here, down here, and she didn't want to get this too dark. So let's see what she did. See how beautifully those cards pulled that inside up? We can see all the way down into here, right up next to the bread, and yet there's no doubt that it's a shadow. There's no doubt. It's just not blocked up too deep. It's Carla Cordero. Beautiful shot. If you haven't had breakfast yet, you might regret looking at this next shot. But hey, Lauren did beautiful set of eggs here, beautifully cooked, and the bread around it very natural. Use a natural wood background. I believe it's a purchased vinyl background. I'm not sure, but I believe it's a vinyl background made to look like wood. A nice, not overly designed plate. So we don't want the plates, it's like if you're buying plates for food, buy plain plates as often as you can. When you add a design in, then it's not going to be able to be used very often because the design isn't going to go with everything. It's only going to go with a few things, and you can only have that design in your portfolio once or twice, and that's it. So we have this beautiful light. Look at the light on the the fork and the knife over here. Beautiful. Let's see how it gradiates down from the top. Gradiates right down there. We get the texture. We can see everything in there. But we also have a nice little highlight on top of the egg there, a little highlight on top of the eggs, and look at the highlights on top of all the berries that really give us exactly what those berries look like. Isn't that great? How did he light it? Well, it's kind of complex. We got the background there, the surface he's shooting on. He's flagging off part of he's also using a homemade scrim. You can see the light behind it. And across the top, he's got this filled in across the top. And that light up there is really, really filling in all of this. And that's where we're getting the reflection here on the silverware is that he's got this backlight, the white cards on the side, and then white cards above. So those white cards above there, the black are just on the top of the white cards to give him some strength. But those cards really give some bounce all the way through. Then a nice bounce up front that he's controlling how far back he has it. You still want to have a little shadow coming to the front, like here and underneath the napkin here, but you don't want this to get all blocked up and too dark. And so he's filling that in with a little card there. It's really nice shot. Matt Emick took a I think it's called a passion fruit. I'm probably wrong. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just a single very interesting looking piece of fruit, and lit it with a sort of a very traditional way, getting that kicker light from the back. And can you see the kicker light right here? Right here. You can see it there. You can see it coming through the green there. You can see it at the top. The kicker light lets the object have a lot of dimension. It's not that you look at it and you see the kicker light. It's more like you look at it and you feel the dimension of this piece of fruit. So he's using a softbox to this side and a kicker light from the back, like a snoot. Let's take a look at that lighting. We got the softbox coming here, and then he's snooted off this light so it really only hits that part of the fruit. You can see what he's doing here. It's very, very narrowly focused in there. He's got it mounted on something, I think a piece of glass or something that he was easily able to take out in Photoshop. And we end up with a really, this is what you call a surprise picture in a way, and that it's showing us this fruit in a way that we usually don't see it. And it's just super well done. Super well done. Patrick Matthews shot all these different colored potatoes, little tiny gem potatoes, I think they're called. And the steam is real, and the grease is hot, and the items are actually cooking. And what he did was he lit it right on the stove, put a white card up there, brought the camera in, and bounced this light off this little speed light up here, right off the white card to get this really beautiful backlight. Look at how gorgeous it is. My mantra, of course, is light from the back, light from the back. The arc of beauty is from side lighting to back lighting, whether you're vertical or horizontal with the light. It is absolutely going to give you a much better shot. And notice it gives this front of the skillet something to reflect right on the top. Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, angle of incidence here, angle of reflection down back into the camera. Boom, boom. Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and that's why we get all these great highlights on the potatoes. It's a wonderful shot by Patrick Matthews. Ron Mayhew shot these, I think these are these kiwis? I guess I'm not a fruit person, but are they kiwis? We'll go over here. Yeah, golden kiwis. I knew they were golden kiwis. I'm such a genius when it comes to fruit. Golden kiwis here by Ron Mayhew. Look at the beautiful, incredible texture. Look at the light just giving us all of this. They're very shiny. He's sprayed them down with just a little bit of water, so we got the water droplets over here. This one is coming out from the back and really catching the light. It's a great shot, really a great shot. There's always room for improvement in all of these shots, ladies and gentlemen. But I think when you nail something like this, it's pretty darn good. Great composition. This way, this way, this way. Just keep following the circle. Really well done. How did he light it? Well, he took a center of a 5-in-1 scrim, threw a flash on the back, and flashed it right in. Little fill card on the right there. Do you see what it's doing? Do you see what it's doing? Right here. Just picking up that edge right there, all through here. It's really, really well done. Beautiful shot. Beautifully shot. This is, of course, pairs, but that's the same light as he did for that. So, you can see the light is coming from the back, and then right here is that fill card. There's the camera. So he's shooting this way. Right there is the fill card. And if we look at the kiwis, we see them right there. So it's a really nice way to shoot. And look how inexpensive it is to do this. Shooting food is a lot of fun. You can do it anytime you want to do it. You can do it at midnight if you can't sleep, or you're having troubles getting to sleep. Grab some food, take it down, and make some photographs. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that if you like what I'm doing here, hit the little subscribe thingy, and I don't care about the bell if you don't want to be bugged by the bell, whatever. Hit the subscribe thingy, a lot more coming. And if you're interested in the food or any of the 8-week workshops coming up next year, go over to Lighting-Essentials. And as we get closer to the end of the year, we'll add more. If a class is going, if it's this class or any class, if a class is going, just jump in and start wherever we are, whatever assignment we're on, just jump in and start there. So have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next time.